So you've asked me about the Indigenous Spirit Fund, and this is a question near and dear to my heart because I've been actively involved in the development of a response to the conditions and the needs of Indigenous children here in the City of Toronto. The City of Toronto has the third largest Indigenous child population in the country. And most people, when they think about Indigenous children, they place them up north or out west. We have a big population of children here. And this fund has been established to have a look at what their needs might be and try to engage Torontonians in supporting.
Greetings. Thanks for taking the time out to learn about the Indigenous Spirit Fund. Established in 2018 by Ken Richard, founder of Native Child and Family Services of Toronto. The fund works within the context of reconciliation specific to both the legacy of residential schools and the current impact of the 60 Scoop.
The fund is sponsored by Native Child and Family Services, which is a large, Indigenous-led, culture-based child and family service program serving the needs of the Indigenous children here in Toronto. It supports things like summer camp experience. A lot of our kids live in basements, they live in high rises. They need to connect to nature. And the Indigenous Spirit Fund has taken that on as one of its projects. We also are aware that philanthropy has not been engaged with Indigenous children to an appreciable way. We know that there's been studies done that have shown a very low uptake with respect to actual funding for Indigenous children, families, causes, a very low percentage. And when funding comes from the philanthropic sector, it tends to be a little bit lower and a little more difficult to get. So we're trying to change that script because we think philanthropy wants to change that script.
Healing comes from a self-determined and culture-based approach, and by having the opportunity to share culture and teachings with others. It's not just about funding, it's about awareness and knowing that you've been heard. In the spirit of reconciliation, the Indigenous Spirit Fund hopes that you'll not only help strengthen the community, but we also hope that you'll take something away from the experience.
I don't think Torontonians want kids who are in distress because of the stresses on a mom leading her to addictions and all those things that you read about. This is a chance to kind of break those or participate with the Indigenous sector itself, Native Child, in breaking those cycles.
By supporting the fund, you'll help deliver much needed supports to some of Toronto's most vulnerable children and their families. Funds raised ensure opportunities for cultural connection and enhanced skill building through community-driven, culture-based services such as camps, employment and education initiatives, arts, and entrepreneurship programs. Without your support, many children, youth, and their families would not have the opportunity to connect to land-based, culturally grounded programs. Here's an opportunity for you and your organization to build and strengthen your relationship with Indigenous communities. Simply put, it's about deconstructing philanthropy through reciprocity. To find out more and to assist the fund achieve their vision, please visit and share indigenousspiritfund.org.
So if you want to make a difference, if you want to have really the action part of reconciliation, what we sometimes call reconciliation, if you want to really be there with us, I think the Indigenous Spirit Fund is an opportunity to do that. And in our world, we're a charity. We will give you all the appropriate tax receipting and such, but I know that's not what this is about. This is about a new kind of relationship, and we're very pleased if you would give it your best consideration. Miigwetch, thank you.